Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am going to be doing a video that is highly requested by you guys and honestly will probably be a little bit underwhelming. Everyone's been asking how I've been styling my new short hair, so today I'm going to show you that. First up, number one look is the do nothing look because it's exactly what I did. Nothing. Hopped out of the shower this morning. I sprayed on my damp towel dried hair from Missy Color Lovers Primer 11 and then I was working and I let it dry. My hair dries so straight and I am well aware that that is probably not the norm for the people watching. If you have curly hair, take that as a blessing because I wish my hair wasn't pinned straight. Any bend you're seeing in it right now, which is not a whole lot, is just because I constantly am tucking my hair behind my ears, especially when I'm working. So this is it for look one. I know, mind blowing. And then also I will like flip it over. This gives it some more fullness because as you saw, it is very flat, but I could always add in some texturizing spray to kind of like voop this up. This is just the Triple Sec by Dry Bar, so it's texturizer, amplifier, and refresher. It's basically like a dry shampoo texturizer. You guys are probably like, are you fucking kidding me right now? But you guys have been asking, like specifically on pictures where I haven't done my hair, how did you do this? So there you go, guys. Next up, so my part's a little wonky. It's because of this hairline. I got a weird one going on. I always part mine down the center. Of course, for all of these, you could do like a nice sleek part down the side, but that doesn't work for me. I can only do like the hair flip. I shower and I kind of just like shake my hair out and it parts down the center, which is why it's not perfectly straight. The first look where I actually do something to my hair is just a sleek, straight look, but I do have a little tip for you guys when doing this. Now I'm just gonna roughly run through my hair with a straightener because I'm doing like 18,000 looks today and I don't want it to fall off. I very rarely just let it be straight and framing my face because the fronts of my hair is just so thin. It's never like a great look letting these be straight in the front. Like you can see, look how thin that is. I like to tuck either one or both sides behind my ear just so you're not really seeing those straggly pieces. If I am doing one, it's always my right ear. I don't know why. Also, can we note how dark my hair is right now? I am going to take some hairspray and just spray a little bit all over. And then take a little bit in my hands and rub it and just pat down these flyaways. Again, your girl's got thin hair. It needs some help staying down in a place or wants to fly away because it's so light. Now, my main tip though is take a toothbrush. You can tell that this is not a normal toothbrush because God forbid I ever put anything like this in my mouth. It is grimy. It actually has makeup on it and you'll see why in a second. My hairline, because I have such a heart-shaped face and these hairs are so light, you can't see them, looks like it's receding, which, you know, it's not the cutest look. So I like to make sure my hair doesn't get pushed back here when it's parted and that it stays as forward in front of my face because I've also kind of got a 5 head going on. You know, we're just trying to hide things. So I take my hairspray and I spritz the end of this. And now I'm going to comb down these hairs where I want them. And this way I don't need to use bobby pins to keep this tucked behind my ear. This I probably would recommend cleaning up that part line because if you're going for sleek and clean, and that's not very clean, I am gonna show you how I get my really easy waves that kind of just look like you didn't really do much to it. Using my straightener, I am going to wave the hair by going over, under, over, under, over, under, which you'll see better when I do it. The quicker you turn it over, the tighter that wave is gonna be. And the slower you pull it down, kind of like the longer you go on your hair before going the opposite way, it'll have a bigger wave. Obviously, but I think that that's just such an important thing to understand. Just taking a small section, I'm gonna go over, under, and that's it. And now you have this wave. Sorry, I should have started, I guess, where you could see it better. And for this, I'm not really worried about hitting every little piece. I just do this in 2 layers because I don't want it to be too overly done up. So you you can leave it like this. You can also do an ear tuck. A lot of times I'll just kind of tuck the front bit through and let this piece right in front of my ear kind of hang on its own. Pump this look up just a little bit. I'm going to go in and use my curling iron, which is way too hot right now. Take like a couple random pieces and I'm gonna curl them. I will better explain the curl technique in a minute when I do the full head of curls, but just so you guys see kind of where I'm placing them and where I'm taking them. You see how little bit of time I had that in there? If you part and open up this section, the middle section of your hair, if I pieced it out in 3 sections, a lot of that wasn't waved because I didn't take much time to get in there. So I'm gonna curl some of these, and this is gonna give it a lot of volume just because it's adding another layer that has some texture. You see how instantly this side looks so much bigger and fuller than this one? I also like how this one makes little pieces kind of stick out, and I like to like get in the sections by spraying it, not just spraying on top, because then it helps break those hairs kind of apart. This side, all that texture and movement. And then this one's just natural wave, more relaxed. We are going to curl. Basically, I'm gonna do what I was doing by just adding a couple of those curls into the last look, but doing it to the whole head. My technique of curling, hopefully I can explain this properly. I start at the root, work my way down, feeding in the hair, and then once I get to the end, I pull it out and let it go. By starting at the top, I'm centralizing the heat at the root. So the most time the iron is touching the root, which again is only like 2 seconds even, but I only touch the ends for a split second so that they're not too bent and too curled. And then by keeping them clamped in, as I pull out the curl, it stretches that spiral out. So you get kind of this wave and then more of a straight end. This look really is all about the top layer anyways, because the bottom few layers are really just to give it more texture and more lift. But I think the main bit is seeing that the ends are still clamped in as I'm like loosely pulling it out. I'm not yanking the curl down. For this front piece, I want it to frame my face nicely. So I'm gonna take it a little lower. I'm not gonna curl at the root as much. Taking it at about my eyebrow and then really, really lightly curling it. Spray them down a little bit, and then I just like to kind of roughen them up. This just gives it a little bit of texture, and that way I can place them a little bit where I want them to be. Now that we have what I call the first round of curling done, I'm just gonna give it a little spray, go all over. I'm just gonna go back through and make kind of better curls throughout and letting that curl hold a little bit better. So I'm not really yanking it down as much. I'm still stopping once it gets to the ends and taking it out, but I'm being much more gentle so it holds that curl more. This is also such a great day 2 look because the curl that you do with curling iron, I feel for me holds a lot better than just with the straightener. So on day 2, when these just kind of fall, it'll give you that messy bedhead didn't try look because, well, it's true. It's exactly what it is. The only other things I ever do to my hair are pulling them back. So I will do either, again, my hair is so short right now. Typically, I love doing like a sleek, low ponytail right at the nape of my neck. It's not really an option for me. So when your hair is extremely short and high ponies and low ponies are out of the cards for the moment, half up, half down is your best friend. I like to keep my part still towards the front, and you can either do a high, medium, or really low. This one is gonna be my medium. I'm just gonna take that, give it a little zhuzh, and then I like to just pull out a couple pieces, making it look a little bit more effortless, and that's it. So simple, obviously, as everything in this was. You can also just do all the way down here. So basically like you're pulling to do a low pony on the back of the nape of your neck, then you can just pull it way down like that. You separate the two and you're just gonna pull that pony through. That just adds a fun little twist element. And my final one is the high one, which I like to slick my hair fully back for. And you can do a scrunchie, you can do regular ponytail, whatever you want to kind of make it fun and make it a little bit different and personal. Now I have a small little trick I want to show you guys, and this can work for anyone. You don't have to have short hair. As I mentioned, I have kind of a funky hairline. So when I pull all my hair off my face, there's a lot of empty space going on. If you take some eyeshadow, just go in some brown shadow, whatever matches your hair the most, and you're just gonna fill in those spots a little bit until you're satisfied and it looks natural. This is much easier with darker hair, I will say. I'm now going in with this little tiny angled brush, and the other side is a spoolie, and I'm just gonna take a few and make a couple hairline strokes just to make it a little bit more realistic. And then I'm gonna use a spoolie and brush it out lightly. Give it a spray. So see this side? How it's filled in this gap as opposed to this side, which is really far back. And I think this side's my worst one. Even if your hairline's perfectly fine, sometimes when you pull your hair back, just the way the hair separates, you're gonna get these little gaps. And you can just go right in there and darken that up as well, just to make your hairline look a little bit fuller. If you want, you can always take this top section and turn it into a bun. I'm just gonna take this comb and a little bit of hairspray and just tease this piece a little bit. I'm gonna wrap this really kind of however it allows me to. Let's see if we can get this around without it messing it up. All right, and then I'm just gonna take a couple bobby pins just to make sure this guy stays in place. An illusion that there's hair on top of my head. Okay, my hair is gonna go cry now for being messed with so much, but I hope you guys liked seeing the several ways that I style my hair on a day-to-day basis. If you have any more questions on these or any other looks, please feel free to comment below and I will try to get back to you and answer your questions. I love you guys so much and I will see you next week. Bye.